Um, oh, you're going live too? Oh,
Oh, I guess, yeah. Well, I figured. Well, oh yeah, I guess it
okay.
works
Well,
regardless. But well,
both ways,
whatever.
right? Yeah, yeah. I'm recording my screen and it should be working. Okay. So let's dive back in. We're talking dick. We're talking your life. We're talking how you would rate a dick. So like, how do you get a base score like of a 5 on a dick? Are we talking
On a
size?
five.
Like,
Okay,
what are the criteria?
scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
So like, I would say your average, like 5,
Mhm.
like would be your average size dick, which is probably about 4.5 to 5 inches. It's like that is the norm from what I've
Uh-huh.
seen, and is quite acceptable to most women.
Right.
Because you're like cervix or whatever, your like canal is like
Oh
not.
God. Clinical. Getting clinical.
I know. It. You don't need something. It actually hurts like to have something smashing into your like
Tell me about it.
uterus like
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
you.
You get it. You
Is
get it.
is your cervix a grower or a shower?
It's a grower
It
actually
is. Yeah, it
because
expands
you
for a
have.
watermelon.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You get
Yeah, I'll mangle up people's fallopian tubes. I'm a fucking animal with that.
it.
So okay, but anything under 5, it's a reflection of it's small, but also it could be gross. So how do I get like a 4 or a 3?
4 3 would be, and it's actually kind of works out with like yeah, if your dick was like 3 inches to 4 inches, you'd be in the 3 to 4 zone. Is how
Oh,
I
so it's
would
just
rate
like
it.
it's almost like a
And
correlated to
basically,
the
it's just,
inch.
well, no, because once you get to up to
Right.
7.5, that's when you start getting cut off. Like some women are size queens and they want like huge,
Yeah.
huge, huge, but like your average woman is not going to want a dick that's bigger than 7 inches. Sure, seven,
Right.
eight, 7, 8. I'll say.
Okay. On a rainy night, you might be down with an 8.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so then take me into the realm of balls. Are balls being discussed? Are they being rated? Do men care about balls? Do women care about balls?
Women generally have an aversion to balls. I would
Right. Join the
say
club. Join the club. They serve no purpose.
they really, like for me, visually, like on a well groomed guy, like
Yeah.
if they shave their balls and take care of it, and they're not like hanging down like saggy
Sure.
tits, like
Oh God.
it depends because some guys have really like they hang so low that it's, I don't know how they move throughout the world like that.
Right. Oh, there's some terrible ball stories. TLC covers a few of them. Some guy with like elephantitis, and it's just like he has a wheelbarrow, and
Oh my
it's
god.
insane. So balls are basically an afterthought. Like I've always thought it's the weirdest thing. Like you've never heard a compliment of some balls. Like what would you even say? Like
Like a good pair would be like I said, not saggy, well maintained,
the
well
words "I
groomed.
like
Like
your balls" has never left your mouth.
not my mouth.
Right. I'm indifferent to your balls is the best we can hope for.
Yeah, I would say so. In different, like in general, like women, the way we experience like sexual arousal and the things that we're drawn to, it's
Yeah.
like men want, they want 4K zoomed into the pussy, spread it open, let
Do
me
they?
see it. Like they want to like see such visual, they want like the visual nastiness. Women are more like, oh, he has such like beautiful hands, like,
Mm.
or like I love
Collarbone.
his shoulders, like,
Yeah.
but men are like, I want to
Yeah.
see the inside of your asshole, like.
Um, no, I agree that some men are into that, and men are into all sorts of crazy shit, and that's probably what your audience or the audience that was willing to pay you, I'm sure, were exploring every single fetish. But I mean, I always found it off-putting in pornos when they'd zoom in, and they used to do that way more when you couldn't even see the person's face. Now it's just a it's just a part of a body, and it's just meat, and it's just like, what is
Mhm.
going on? Give me some context here. Like this is totally
Yeah.
ruining it.
I like a good storyline in porn. Like I'm more of like a
Hmm.
storyline.
What story?
What do I do have limits of what I say publicly. Let me think.
Okay, well, what about the whole like step family? Like, I don't understand how that's popular.
No, I'm not. I have
I have
no.
stepsisters. I have no desire to fuck them. Hold on, let
I
me
will
think about
say
it.
the. I can see the thing that's appealing to people is taboo, but I think the
Mm,
porn industry has kind of overestimated how much people actually like that, and it's just kind of been like they just throw it in the title just to catch people's
right.
eye or something.
Yeah, it could be a false positive, but I mean, people are going to get sick of all this stuff. I mean, I find it interesting when they release most common porn search items state by
Oh
state.
yeah, yeah.
That's
MILF is
really
very popular. That gives me hope for the future.
yeah, but MILFs are like 25-year-olds. Like
Shut the fuck up. No, no, no. MILF starts at like right now. I'm
yeah,
right on the cusp of MILFhood. Like
uh-huh.
I'd say I'm like it's funny because I was advertising myself as a teen up until like 3 days ago, and then it's just like boom. Now I'm a MILF. Like
hmm Yeah, I mean, I could see why people are into it. What's funny is that it's way more normal to be attracted to a mother, like someone capable of reproduction with
mm,
an adult body. Like, I mean, how did you avoid the? Because if you're advertising yourself as a teen, you're
mm.
attracting pedophiles, right? Like,
Yeah, I stopped after a while. Like the
because
thing
you
is,
had
for a
braces for a
while,
while, didn't you?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that.
I had braces in my 20s, so obviously, like that's a big money maker, a big fetish. But a lot of the fetish was more so around bondage. Like they view it
Uh-huh.
as a kind of mouth bondage, so they'd want me to put like tons of rubber bands in
I
and
like
like
it.
zoom in and be like, I can't even open my mouth to put your dick in it, like that kind of.
What I don't understand is the inside of someone's body is kind of disgusting, like any orifice.
But that's the thing is like men, and that's what sex is all about. It's about how disgusting do you want to be with
Mm.
another person. That's the real like
Or is it like
like
it's there's a maybe a bond or a connection, like it's our secret. Like you're going to show me something that is mildly humiliating or
yeah.
disgusting, and it's like you're not supposed to have shown it to me, but you did, which shows that you trust me with something, and now we have this connection. Maybe I mean I'm trying to guess as to
That's a
why.
really like romantic way of looking at
Yeah, right. It's probably not. I think I sugarcoated it a little bit too
it.
much. Um, but I mean, guys and their fetishes, it's just incredible to see it undulate and morph. And I wonder if collectively we're going to move on from the traditional ones to some newer. Like I don't even know what could be next. Like what's the newest trend in fetish?
So sissy hypnoporn has been really popular.
You lost me.
Sissy hypnoporn. So
Break that down.
all right. So what that is, and I've done this before, it's when you
Do it now.
it relates to humiliation fetish,
Uh huh.
in that a man wants to be sissified, aka turned into a woman, because what's more degrading than being a woman,
Uh
you know?
huh.
So
Uh huh.
and they want to lean into, but they want you to hypnotize them. So what I would do is like I would be naked, but then I would like whip out a dildo and be like, it would be so hot if you like sucked this. Like
Oh, really?
look at the dildo. You're getting like I don't know if I was doing it right or if I was like
Yeah.
whenever I did any fetish, I was always like, what am I even doing what they want? I don't even know. I would just
What?
wing it with confidence, and that's what works. Like
Why
as
do
long
you
as
why do
you're
you gotta hang out with these dirty dudes and be all like punk and savagely sexual? Why not do like ASMR and like be
I,
tapping on your microphone?
I actually did. I did a lot of ASMR porn
Okay.
too.
Oh, what's
But I
that?
broke my microphone because I break everything I touch. So
I could see that being sensual and interesting.
absolutely. Oh, that was on my OnlyFans. I had a lot of people who had come for my ASMR videos because I had this awesome Blue Yeti microphone,
Yeah.
3D audio, and I was really good at
Squatting on it.
like talking, doing dirty talk, doing like
Hmm
I kind of understand ASMR and what they wanted, so I was like very easy to like tap into that.
Yeah,
Like
there's a reason that that's so popular and gets millions of views.
yeah, and it's very like it can be very sexual. It's not like girlfriend role play ASMR. Like guys do crave that tenderness too, in opposition to just like brutality. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah. Oh, that's why I think the cuddle market would be huge.
I have
Like
a
that.
friend who does that for a living.
Really?
Yeah, she's well, they now
Oh
they're a
God.
professional cuddler.
As if. I mean, is
I
that
know,
because I know that
and
out in
I guess they're just not a woman anymore. They're they.
oh,
Something changed.
right. Well, I know that out in Japan they do that, but it's like that to me is like something that if offered, I think would be instantly popular. It's just we're so
Yeah.
backward and uptight here that we don't offer that. But I equate it to like an artichoke, a fast food artichoke shop, or like where artichoke and French fries. That's the only two items they sell at the store, and it's accessible and they're everywhere. And they have all these great dipping sauces. I guarantee you that'd be a massive hit. It's just no one has done it, and I don't have the
Mm,
wherewithal to do it. But like, so what I'm saying is, if offered, it would be awesome. But it seems so much more wholesome to do that. And
yeah.
we're always on this slippery slope to being the most carnal and dirty. Like you don't view it like that. Obviously, at this point, it's a business and it's a job. But
Well,
you're starting a new job.
I'm
You're out of
moving.
it. Yeah,
I'm
you're not even.
I've been really I've gotten a little more nuanced in my like. I used to like do a lot of those like debates where I was always like very pro only like not like pro OnlyFans, but like I was very defensive of it. I would very much
Okay, but
defensive
were
of
you
the
doing it
sex industry,
to
like,
defend your own position in it, or just
eh,
as a
I'm
like,
sure to
why
some
does it matter?
degree, but I think I'd spend a lot of time reading about the sex positive feminist theory, and like I
Yeah,
was just so marinated in that ideology that it came very naturally to me to do like debates and stuff like that, where I just kind of break it down like, how is this different than any other service? But ultimately, I do think there's something very different about sexual services in comparison to like being a massage therapist or even a nude art model. Like you're
right,
you're you're it will always exist in society no matter what. So it's just a matter of like how do we incorporate that in a healthy way that like
right,
protects
sure.
sex workers but also doesn't encourage it. And like right now I'm concerned about rampant like porn addiction. I think it's really scrambling people's minds to a degree.
Well, and it's
Um,
also messed up because, the younger the woman, the more marketable she is and the more money
yeah.
there is to be made, so it's like this, yeah, a bad sort of dynamic there, but as far as you're starting a new job tomorrow,
Yep.
and I don't know what that is or how much you'll be paid, but I assume it's not in sex work,
No,
and the question.
it's a restaurant. It's another like
Right, normal
high-end
job.
restaurant, so it should be good money, but we'll see.
Okay. And so the question is why? Why have
Mhm.
you turned the page, or have you partially not? Do you have a little side hustle?
I mean, I have like this will be me fully turning the page because I won't need to do this anymore, but like I've still maintained contacts with guys who are like take on kind of a sugar daddy role. I've never met them, but like
Mhm.
I've been talking to them for years, and they when I like couldn't pay bills, they would help me out. So, and I would send them like videos and talk to them and almost provide like a girlfriend digital experience. Like,
Did you get my Cash
um,
App last night, by the way?
yes, he's
Okay, yeah, yeah. Right. No, so it's not that, I mean, do you feel like you're exploiting them, or do you think you're providing a service?
I
And
I think it's mutual exploitation,
yeah,
honestly.
that's
Like,
that's fair.
which is what
They're big boys.
well,
They know what they're doing.
yeah, like so but I don't it doesn't feel like something that's very like what I want to be spending my time doing this preciously finite life that I have.
Yes.
Do I really want to be getting paid to say the N word over and over? Like, is that
Did you ever
what?
do that?
Yes, 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 many times.
Which
I have one
which
of my
which
the sugar
N-word?
daddy I'm talking about. I can't
Hard R?
a cup. Yes, it's
And
a.
you're the one that called me a racist when we first met,
I know I was
because I was
projecting.
joking about a skull shape.
Okay, well,
Jesus.
all right. I called you a racist. Well,
Yeah,
first off,
because you're
I was
supposed to.
I was supposed to,
Yeah,
and
that's who you were. You're a
well, that's who I
girl
was.
for starters. Yeah,
I'm a woman,
right,
and you're a guy, and
right.
you focus
I'm a white guy who talks
heavily.
about race. Yeah.
You're a white guy who talks about race. You're a white guy who talks a lot about with a focus on
But,
black
hold on,
crime.
hold on, hold on. To be fair, I'm a white guy who reacts to the world talking about race. I could not give a shit about race my entire life. I
Okay,
just like I
Devin,
don't care about Islam until
Devin,
they start blowing shit up. Yeah.
I understand you probably more now than ever. I'm probably a little
Thank you.
more. I've nudged more into that direction because I was already at kind of a boiling point with my SJW ness of like
Yes, it was endearing and cute.
I was exploring other things and like I was doing these debates, but also partially to hash out where I stood on certain issues. And I'm a lot less squeamish now about like talking about like black crime or like some like more like morally nuanced things that
Hmm.
I wasn't necessarily there yet, you know, and I
Yeah.
thought you were racist because I had covered the Alice Marie Johnson case and I was like, come on, like Kim K did a good thing. She got this woman out of jail. But like I get
Yeah.
it. Like we already talked about it, like you
But that
didn't
was the
care so
beginning of
much.
the end. I mean, that was
Exactly. I when I looked into the other cases she was doing, like,
yes.
yes, I think it's outrageous.
They're
But
all
I
bad.
didn't know that.
Hmm. And by the way, the
I
girl you're talking
trusted,
about is guilty.
you know.
The she was a leader of
Okay.
a coke ring.
I know.
But
I
like,
don't think she was an innocent like
yeah,
I
I mean,
no,
she's a
I'm
drug
not
dealer,
like
but
yeah,
she
they
didn't
made it
murder
sound
people, but yeah.
they made it sound like she had, you know, smoked some pot. Like, yeah, I know she
Yeah.
was a heavy
She
duty
was,
drug dealer, and like there needs to be criminal charges to that. Like drug dealers have ruined my life to some degree. So
of course.
I
They're
have
they're dangerous. They're not innocent pawns
they're
in this.
poisoning entire communities that
Exactly.
completely fall into themselves, and it's terrible.
And Ruby, I
But
mean, the idea that here's the key point of that. Kim Kardashian and that whole enterprise were willing to lie. So I'm not saying that coke dealer
yeah,
was the worst person in the universe, but if you're willing to lie about her, then you're willing to lie about Julius Jones and Rodney Reed and whoever else, like
yeah.
murders.
I just thought I was like, why are you? I didn't understand why you had this fixation on black crime, why you covered it, and also your sense of humor, like things that
Yes.
you say as a joke.
Yeah.
I was already viewing you from a lens of pure evil. So your jokes weren't
Right.
hitting me as jokes.
Nice. Right.
Your jokes were hitting me as literal. And like once I
Hmm.
talked to you more, I was able to decipher that, and it changed my opinion
Yeah.
of you. But like,
And to answer your question, why am I talking about it? A, the world is talking about it. B,
yeah.
this is a problem in multiple cities. Like I was born in New York. I'm from Los Angeles. Black crime is a huge problem in those two
Yeah.
cities. If I go to New Orleans, it's a problem there. If I go, I mean, it's all over the place. You know, this is a problem in your city. So
Absolutely. And I get now that like
the thing
I
is,
yeah.
it's strength or weakness. We don't have to talk about this, but if we are, we should probably be honest. And so
That's
the
why
world is
I
not being
like
honest.
yeah, I would like I appreciate that you are candid and honest, and
Hmm.
it really hasn't worked out in your favor either. You talk about me saying
Yeah,
shit that doesn't work out in my favor.
yeah,
Hello.
I know, I know.
You
So, well, I
relentlessly.
just went on. I was on right wing watch. Right wing.
I saw
Yeah,
that. I was like,
I
because
know.
I that's the other thing when I was listening to that, you talk with that guy, like you speak candidly, you're not censoring things in the way that people normally do, and they think it's
Mm,
because you're evil. For me, I'm registering what's bombastic, what's jokey, but when people are viewing you already as like an evil person, none of those little nuances or jokes are like, and also most people
mhm,
are entirely ignorant of the
mhm,
actual
mhm,
crime statistics
mhm.
entirely to such a degree that it's insane.
But like, I'm not sitting here. Like, I just believe in right and wrong. I'm against murder and rape. Like,
Yeah.
this is my edgy contribution to the world conversation. So, like, Amanda Knox is innocent and does not deserve to spend a single day in jail. And by the way, this has nothing to do with race. And I often have said, look, the Innocence Project, they're always getting black guys out of prison. That's their pursuit. That's what they do. But I don't know if you caught this, but there's a new story. The LA Innocence Project is now trying to get Scott Peterson out of prison. This dude is white as hell. He killed his 9-month pregnant wife, Lacey
That
Peterson.
guy?
Yes, he's the most
No, the
guilty
Lacey
dude on.
Kitty.
Yeah, he dumped her in the Berkeley
Yeah,
Marinos.
wait, was there doubt about that? I thought
No,
that
there's zero doubt. And the world is going, wait a minute, the Innocence Project is getting behind an obviously guilty dude. And
oh,
and
they're gonna
I
shoot
will
themselves in the foot, and a
and I
white
will
guy, you
make,
can't
yeah, I'm gonna make videos about it, and I'm gonna be like, this white guy is a complete bastard.
yeah.
I kick him out of the white race. He killed his freaking wife. Like, what are we even doing here? This is so ridiculous.
It's just the fact that since you do like, you must know that you're setting yourself up to be misunderstood by a culture that can't
I
even
don't care, but yeah.
talk on any like, the
Oh, I know.
conversation is so stunted, so stilted,
Right.
so inflammatory.
But that's why I'm
Like,
needed.
I'm already, like, been causing big waves in my little social group
Uh,
just because I, like, sent my friend a video that was, like, critical of BLM and how they
oh
wasted all
my
that
God.
money
Really?
and, like, just the corruption, like
Wait, you're telling me that the
and it
lesbian communist Marxist who started BLM, who owns a house about 10 minutes from where I'm sitting right now, some mansion out in Topanga, like she's not down with the people of the black
yeah.
community?
It
Please.
just made me realize, like,
Yeah.
what a disgusting thing it is to profit,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
off of, like, these real tragedies and yeah, they're nuanced fucking tragedies, but
Hmm.
tragedies nonetheless. And so many of, like, victims' families don't even support, like, what Black Lives Matter is doing. And if you look at, like, George Floyd Square is a fucking a no-go zone with boarded up balls. Where is this money going?
Well, half the time there's a shooting in this country, it's on Martin Luther King Avenue. Like this problem is ongoing and it's massive. And like uh, from the Central Park Five, who I'm sure you thought were all innocent, and
I've that's actually been causing a huge we've been fighting on my Discord the
oh,
last 24 hours because
what?
I revisit the case periodically. I
You're
remember when
surrounded by people like that believe that.
you were making videos about it,
Yeah.
and that blew my mind. And I was just like,
Yeah.
and and when I independently go and look into all these facts, I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? Like, how could such a huge lie, and how could just the opposite of the truth be
Well, because
just
look, Ruby, what research did you ever do into it? You were a lemming that just listened to
I
someone tell you something,
I
and then
well,
you
but,
just,
but,
yeah,
I will say I read a lot of books, but and I trusted that
yeah,
certain
propagandist.
media publications, I
Hmm.
trusted that I was receiving information,
Yeah,
and that was a wrongly placed trust for me, and it's
but
been
see,
a
Ruby,
real
that's what's
mind fuck.
crazy. I'm not even blaming you. Everyone is in the same boat. I trusted the media. I trusted that CNN and BBC and ABC that they wouldn't lie to me. If
Like
I watch,
blatant lies,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
If
wow.
Oh my God! Like they just brought on one of those rapists who is now a New York councilman, and he's in charge of oversight on the NYPD. Like that's how
It's
crazy it is.
disgusting. It's
So,
disgusting.
but like he also got millions of dollars, and he was bitching on The View. He goes, we asked for 50 million each, but we only got 45 million to split among 5 dudes.
That
And it's
you
just
know how
like,
much that pisses me off? I'm in a lawsuit with the state right now. I can't
mm,
give too many details because I don't want to dox myself. But just on that matter, they offered my family $1 million,
right.
like to settle, and it's just like for an actual murder that happened to someone in my family, like, and then you
Hmm.
have people who are potentially actually fucking guilty, like
I know.
dead guilty, obviously, of beating people near to death, regardless of the jogger rape. There's
Yeah,
no dispute over that.
I
And
know.
then to get a payout of $41 million of taxpayer money,
It's
and then
gross.
I'm like, it just is like it's very upsetting to me on
Hmm.
like a personal level,
I know.
and it's
I'm offended and sickened by it. And look, the news, if they came on the air and said, hey, there was an earthquake in Kansas today, I trust them. I assume that there's some integrity, that there's some oversight. And the news, it's a job that is essential, and we need it to be done by credible people with some sort of a moral compass. And we just don't have that, and have not
yeah.
had that ever since the 24-hour news cycle, and ever since the
Hmm.
infotainment
Yeah.
blurring of the lines, where it's all about getting clicks and getting people's attention and keeping it. And like, but people are going to see that it's not about race. It's about, don't blame me that the bleeps are committing all these crimes. I'm going to go to bat and say, fuck the LA Innocence Project for getting Scott Peterson out just as
Hmm.
hard, because they never do this for a white guy. This is an outlier. The fact that they are doing it
Yeah.
now is
I
like,
can't
it's not going to work,
believe that. That
because
is
yeah, it's
great.
really crazy. Like he killed his 9-month pregnant wife on Christmas Eve. I mean,
It's just
and
there's so
he,
much wrong with like the criminal justice system and so many like reforms that could be happening, and it's like it's just such a peculiar thing to focus on, like getting actually guilty people.
but tell me about this Discord of yours that you're curating with all these simps and SJWs. What are they
There's
thinking?
not. There's only actually like one SJW that's causing a lot of ruckus by a lot of the people who are like people I met through your community.
What is Zer doing?
So well, they are they're it's like interacting with me years ago. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, it's the
honestly I
same
feel
thing.
this is the cross I bear.
Right.
It's
You have to
karma.
help them up the ladder.
Yeah, it's the cross I bear, and I have a threshold, and I understand a lot of like where people are coming
Which,
from. So I think I can like get to people, and I understand there are like there are ambiguities. At least I'm still researching this, so it's like
yeah.
there are there, like yeah, there's the guy who confessed to like, and it was only his team found like, but yeah, there was only DNA technology is brand new, and like oh yeah, like was the oh she didn't remember anything like, and oh yeah, there was 30 fucking kids out that night, so it's like how how would you pin who did what? But then oh yeah, two of the kids brought them right to where the jogger was, like so I'm my head is still like
They all
sorting
admitted
through
it. They
it
all
to
they all put themselves there. Go look at the videos. I mean,
I
I've
know, but
the
then when I
footage is out
say
there.
okay, when
Hmm.
I say that and when I show the videos, they say, "Oh, the coerced videos, they were beaten
That's
and
so
starved
dumb.
for
They weren't at all.
14 hours before the video started." And I'm watching these videos, I'm waiting to see the coercion.
Their parents are in the room. That
The parents are there and they instantly ask, "Are you hungry?
it's the
Are you
nicest woman in the world,
sleepy?"
like walking
Like
them through an interview. Yeah, it's nothing.
and they act like just because the detectives do say elements about the crime, they act like they're feeding them lines, but it's like no, these kids had already been confessing throughout the night, so they're just reiterating what had already been
But see,
stated. So
the
it's
thing
not
is,
feeding lines.
these are lies and these are bad arguments, and it's so easy to accuse someone of something, but it's sort of apropos for how weak they are in general. When they say the police coerced them, if you were to be like, show me how, timestamp something,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
They
would
don't.
have nothing. They would have nothing because there's no case. So there never was a case legally, but also just rationally. They were not coerced, and yes, they were lying. So if it's confusing for you to see a bunch of little teens try to like scramble and give half truths and lies
Mhm.
of omission and
Yeah,
shit,
because they
it's
thought
like,
the woman was dead. They were trying to pin a murder on someone else. They didn't
dude,
even realize that she was going to survive. Because who thought she'd survive? Like the shit, the
well, no, but
brutality she went through is disgusting.
these guys didn't understand that if you were part of a gang rape,
Yeah,
even if
yeah,
you
that
didn't
too. They
penetrate
didn't.
her, like you're still guilty of rape.
Okay, but I will say another element to this is they are so young, and it's just to me, it's just tragic all around that like you have these kids who are perhaps already predisposed to like having a fucked up life, and then
Yeah,
they're brought up in the projects, and their only male role models are gangbangers, and eh, eh,
but why?
I do have
Their role models should be
sympathy,
their parents or their
but their
teachers or
parents are, and it's like
yeah, the parents suck. I mean, so
I
this
just
is an
think of
ugly
like
story.
it's an ugly story, but I also don't want to like I also want to keep the perspective that these kids were so young, and it's just, but
Who cares? They're
I
not that
know,
young. They're 15 and 16. They're old enough to rape. I mean,
I
they're not
know.
exactly babies, and they're old enough to beat people over the head with a lead pipe. Look, I feel like I'm Morpheus from the Matrix. I'm like white Morpheus. I'm Morpheus, and the whole red pill, blue pill thing is really apropos because I can offer you a way out of the Matrix, but before you decide, let me tell you, the Matrix is kind of nice. You have a cushy job.
Exactly,
You're
yeah.
kind of living a pleasant life. You have a worldview that's intact and not really causing you harm. If you want to know the truth, if you want to come out of the Matrix, you can. But I'm here to tell you, it's an ugly story.
It
Those
is.
guys raped that woman. Like other people are being murdered. Do you want to look at this with me? Because it can cause harm and it is definitely not pleasant. So don't think that taking the red pill is the right choice just because. Most people don't take the red pill and they're biting into the juicy steak with the blue pill.
Yeah. I get it. I totally,
And you're taking
for
literal
me,
pills. you're
I
taking every pill
know,
offered to you. You're like, give
literally.
me the fentanyl. Can we get to the fentanyl?
But that's what scares me too. Is like,
Yeah.
I feel like I have a predisposition to being drawn to like more extreme ideology. So I'm always worried about
Why?
like, am I
What's it?
just going the opposite direct? Am I
No.
re-brainwashing? Like, are you a
What?
propagandist that's
What?
brainwashing me?
But here's the difference, Ruby. I'm saying you research it and get back to me. We can discuss it.
I know, I know.
Any of these things, I'm not hiding from the facts. I'm just simply presenting facts. And I'm not presenting certain facts and like hiding other facts. I'm actually concerned about like how hard is it for you to conceptualize I don't want people to be raped or murdered?
Yeah.
Like this is not some wild stance. I'm not an extremist. But yes, you should care about the methods. Don't believe me because I say something. Definitely don't.
Yeah.
But also understand I'm completely right. And I will tell you I told you so at a certain
I
point
mean,
in time.
from like what I will say confidently right now is yes, I believe you. I believe that they held her down, if not sexually before, and they at least some of them did rape her.
Yes,
They were
right.
all guilty of beating people to death, like the
Well, they didn't die, but yeah,
or
they were trying to. Yeah,
not death, but just like near to death.
yeah.
But it's like,
But Ruby, this is one
but
case.
legally, okay,
There's
separate the
thousands of
morality.
cases like this.
Separate the
Yeah.
morality.
Mhm.
Legally, do you think that? Do you? Because I have to revisit a lot of this. I'm like a little rusty, but like,
Yeah.
you feel confident that legally they had a solid case from the go, and or did the prosecutors mess up along the
No,
line?
they
Like
did their
what went
job.
wrong?
They were all found guilty. They were all convicted of
Yeah.
rape. I mean, so this is a open and shut case. The bullshit sort of came later as politics changed and as people wanted to virtue signal decades later. So they were juveniles, so they did some time and basically got out when they were 21. And it was like bygones. And, not all of them did rape her, as in they didn't insert their penis into her.
Mhm.
About 3 or 4 did. I think Steve Lopez did. He didn't even serve a day in jail for this. But the fact that her head was bashed in, I think Mateus Reyes did the heavy violence
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
she got roughed up, beaten up, punched, kicked, etc.,
And he
raped.
like,
But he came in later, and that guy
yeah,
was a true psychopath, which
yeah,
sort of clouds the whole thing. It's like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
reminds me of World War II. It's like, hey, who were the bad guys of World War II? The Nazis. They did the Holocaust and that. Okay,
Yeah.
so no one else did anything bad.
Yeah.
So the 10 million people that the Japanese killed and what we did in
Yeah, right.
Dresden and the Tokyo bombings, like we're not going to talk about that.
So crazy. Yeah, that's just like a non. Yes.
That's what Mateus Reyes was. He was the Nazi army of the war crimes of that night in Central Park.
Yeah, I could see that. I still have to like revisit, because for me, I am at a point where like I'm willing to take a little heat online and maybe say unpopular things from time to time.
What? This is not 2013.
This
Everyone's past this. Everyone's been called
no,
everything.
they're Devin.
What? What world
No,
are you living
they're
in?
not.
They're
Are you
not?
kidding
No. Oh,
me?
they're still clueless regressives. I'm sure you hang out with them. But like the rest of us are
This
so
for
tired of
me,
it.
even just saying this now,
Mhm.
knowing that some of my friends watch this channel, it's like I will probably get a message later being like, "Hey everyone, just so you know, Ruby is a white supremacist now
What
who is
the
caught
fuck?
talking."
What
Yeah.
the for
So
what?
oh,
Why
all
why
I'm
am
saying
I
is that I'm
okay?
willing to
Why?
accrue that risk.
Okay,
Listen,
thanks.
listen.
Ruby,
I'm
stop blaming me
I'm
for the success of white people. Okay, I'm sorry we have been doing well. I'm
I'm
not though. I'm not
all I'm
sorry.
saying
Not
is
sorry.
like I'm willing to take that heat. I just need to
Yes.
know for sure that I'm really not
Can we coexist in our
wrong.
whiteness in peace and comfort and tranquility?
I'm totally fine with being white. I'm
Well,
cool about
actually,
it.
I think we should both have surgery to look Korean and start a little
I mean,
K-pop band.
I am, if anything, a Korean.
You
Yeah,
did a
probably
Korean
Korean.
eye. The
I
makeup
have
is
been
going for.
learning to speak Korean too.
Show me your Korean face.
You are really, oh my gosh. You are, this is just like you're trying to cancel me right now.
No,
You're
no, but
just
okay.
ensuring that it'll happen.
No, but the thing is, I'm an Eagle Scout, and I am actually in the right here, and it's society that has gone crazy and lost their minds, and also young people are stupid. So that's something we've all
True.
learned collectively. Young people are
Young
stupid.
people are, and that's another
You
part of my evolution. It's just like
yes,
literally just getting older, experiencing more.
yes, you can see it. Destiny does this.
Yeah.
Miraculously, this hasn't been happening with Hasanabi or Vash. They are impervious to it because they
Well, at
make
least
money from
like
being
Vash
stupid.
at least said that like the Houthis,
Oh,
the
did he?
Yemeni TikToker dude was like maybe not good optics.
Oh, but see,
Like,
that's a cop out. That's saying he
I
is
know,
good,
I know,
but
I
it's
know,
just
I
we
know.
shouldn't show it.
I couldn't even watch. I haven't watched Vash in years. I can't anymore. I'm
Thank you.
beyond it.
You're growing up before our very eyes, and it's
Literally.
no. But I mean, these are true things. This is not like a cliche to say that young people are stupid. They literally are stupid.
Literally, but like in a way that like I know as a young person, like
Yes.
I was so certain of my viewpoints that
Yeah.
they were airtight.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been a debating person, so I could always bing bam boom like justify whatever position I had. I had all the talking points lined up, like ready to rock.
And you realize that you were searching for an enemy because you have
Yeah.
to pit yourself against someone who's ghastly and wrong
Well, and
and
also
evil.
it's like when you perceive the world through that lens of like victimology, like it makes every little interaction you have so much more sinister. And once I kind of broke free from that, like my everyday is much more pleasant.
Yeah, but and you're right though. It's people seeking importance and meaning. And so, like, let's say you said, "What'd you do tonight?" "Oh, I debated a guy." "Oh, really? What was it about?" Well, he's a Nazi." "You debated a Nazi? No way! That's so awesome! Like, you're such a hero. Like, you would have probably been in the front line in World War II, but you're doing your part now, and that's so like inspiring." And it's like, wait a minute, it was Lauren Southern. Like, she's not a Nazi, or it's Devon. Like,
No, yeah, literally. Like
what the fuck?
she's like basically a lib now anyway.
So ramping up the dastardliness of your antagonist is a way of you just exposing the fact that you are trying to hype yourself up. And you need to, for you to be awesome, they need to be bad, real bad.
Well, but they also truly like when I was in that mindset, I truly believed like anyone who was conservative was stupid or evil. That period. So, and it's like you always think that people are lying about their views. So when people like watch your channel and you make a little off-color joke or something, they're like, the mask is slipping. The mask, like that's his true, like his true belief is that like he, wants to dominate like and
Ruby,
murder black people or whatever.
It's so much beyond that. Like, first of all, I disagree politically with everybody in my audience, and
I
there's
know.
very
I
few
see you on
people.
Twitter. You are always
Yeah,
fighting
I'm
with
at war
everyone.
with my phone fucking
You
audience.
are at war with everyone all the time.
I hate Trump. They love Trump. I hate guns. They love guns. I'm an atheist. Like, they're 90% not. Like, it's like, and like Israel. Like, I'm sitting going to bat for Israel, which, by the way, is the right position. And all the people from your friggin' generation are fucking scumbag idiots who don't know what the word genocide or apartheid means and are on the side of the terrorists, just like Hasanabi. And it's like,
literally,
again, I am against murder. It's a position that is like, I can't believe I have to trot it out and defend it. But
well, I mean, the Israel Palestine thing, like Hamas is a horrific terrorist organization. The disturbing thing is it's like there's no way for Israel to react that doesn't involve killing thousands of innocent children. It's just like, what do you do when half the population of Palestine is under like fucking 14 and then you hiding underneath children? What the fuck is Israel supposed to do?
Let me red pill you. Let me red pill you on Israel and what you're telling me right now. Are you aware that you're giving me Hamas numbers?
What do you think the numbers are?
10 people have died. No. I think the numbers are ridiculously overblown, and automatically you should not trust a single stat coming out of Hamas.
But it wasn't like independently verified by the UN.
No, that's a lie. The UN is not there. The UN is. You think the UN's counting dead bodies? We're in the middle of a war in a frigging zoo.
I would just, I would think that they would have some mechanism, but
No,
here,
they're bastards and liars. And by the way, why don't they include the number of Hamas militants killed? It's only like, oh, here's the women and children.
uh,
And my next question to you is, how old do you think a child is? What do you think they are counting as a child?
under 18.
Right. Do you not find that disingenuous?
No, no, I would think that's that's like the legal definition. Like,
Wait, so
obviously
16,
you're
17,
thinking,
18-year-olds
but,
are
but, but, but,
children?
but I
Come
will
on.
say most like
These are
in the
military
year
aged.
1990, the average Palestinian woman was popping out 8 fucking babies.
Yeah, it's
Like,
wild.
so throughout that like time period, you do have a population that's broadly under 14. So there are disproportionately a lot of children. It's a very densely populated region.
Yeah.
So it's to me, it
So
just seems like this
boo-hoo.
impossible situation, you know?
But Ruby, defend this statement. If you are so concerned about Palestinian lives and kids and think of the
Yeah.
children, then where is your scorn and condemnation of why did you frigging people elect a terrorist group, and then why did you start a war by invading
Yeah,
and slaughtering
I
innocent
know.
humans?
I know.
So,
I know. That's where I'm at. I'm with you on that. I
and
get
then
that.
why did you hide behind your own friggin' fat civilians?
I know. It's horrific.
How are they the
It's just
most fat
like
people and they have no food? How
it's
does
just
that work?
it's just tragic when
Okay.
there are civilian deaths of any kind
Okay, but now you're
on
slipping into
either side.
progressivism.
Like,
You're slipping into being a woman right now. So right now you're being maternal and like saying something flowery and nice and empty. And obviously it sucks that there's a war. Obviously no one wants to die. But your statement of can't we all just get along and like
that's
is
not
not
my
taking
state.
okay, your statement is it's sad that there's death.
Yes, just
Okay,
like your
great.
statement is
Thanks.
rape is bad. Sometimes
No.
the obvious needs to be said.
I say rape is bad. Let's put that rapist in jail. And for Israel, I'm not saying death is bad. I wish it would go away. Boo hoo, I'm a woman. I'm saying there's a fucking terrorist group that needs to be killed. Let's go kill them. So that's you see the
know.
difference?
It's just
I'm moral clarity on it, and you are saying little whimsical niceties from a feminine standpoint because you're trying to be a caretaker.
it's just
You want those Palestinian kids to suckle at your tit.
I don't know how to neatly square away this conflict
a
in my
messy.
mind in a way. It's messy. It doesn't
Solve the Middle
I
East.
don't
Damn
like
it,
it.
Ruby.
Like,
Solve
I know. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Do it. Oh my God. Okay, let's jump over. I appreciate that you are surrounded like by. I always think I'm surrounded by idiots, but you literally are surrounded by idiots.
No. I will say, like, I don't hang out with like the people I used to. I have my closest friend, and she's actually she's very much on the same page with me about a lot of things, and is kind of on a similar journey of like just like growing up a bit and just being more nuanced and less like regressive, as you would say.
Yeah, think about it. Let's.
So I have like people like that, but
who has bigger tits, you or her?
I think me at this point, but she's tiny. She looks like a supermodel, so you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's intimidating. Jesus, you're supposed to hang out with a pig to make yourself look better.
Well, we used to date too, so it's, you know.
Oh my God, what is going on?
It's been a wild ride, man.
Yeah, with the sex drive. Okay, let me get to fentanyl because it's all shits and giggles until you start breaking out the fentanyl choice. And how did this come into your life? Did you know what you were doing when you did it? What did you know about fentanyl before you took it?
I was highly aware of the fentanyl crisis as it was happening because I had a lot of, you know, people who were actively using in my life. I stopped using it. I went on Suboxone in like 2013. It was like right before fentanyl really popped off. But I've been following, I've been seeing the horrific 90,000 people a year overdosing on fentanyl. It's like COVID numbers, you know, like it's insane. It should be treated with the same
and so you
seriousness.
knew that
like I knew that. Yep.
And was it your damn boyfriend with his 3 dick?
I was whipped for this guy, and
who did it to you? Was it him?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, honey, should we Netflix and chill tonight, or should we do some fentanyl?
He literally was like, because he told me that he was just going to be using for a little bit while his methadone went back up. Typical addict lie. And whatever. I was lonely, so I went along with it and thought I could handle myself around drugs, which is idiotic. And yeah, I got tipsy. He offered me a bump. We both knew it was fentanyl because we went and bought it. And he was like, yeah, I'm just getting straight Fetty.
Okay, hold on. What is it? Fetty, you called it?
Yeah, fentanyl. Fetty.
Fenty.
Yeah, like, or like Fetty, but Fetty also means like money, like confetti. And
confetti, right. But I'm thinking Fendi. Isn't that a brand?
Yeah, but I always think Fenty whenever I see that. I'm like...
Fenty. Okay, so he's like, let's do some Fetty.
Yeah.
And you're like, All right. And what do you do? Is it a chewable? Like, what are we doing? Like, are you
It's a
smoking it? What
I would snort it. I'm not big on needles, thank God. It's the
Oh,
only reason I'm walking this earth right now is I've used needles, but I do not prefer it as my mode of
you snorted it in your big Jew nose.
yes.
I'm just kidding.
Uh,
It's a fine nose. Let me see the profile. Let me
It's
see.
like it's a slightly prominent. It could pass for 2.
It's not a button nose, but it's
It's
not
not, but
sizable, right?
I've accepted it's my mother's nose. I made a
Yeah,
whole
no,
video
it's
about it.
fine.
I accept it. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. I'm not having a go at your nose. I'm just saying stop putting fentanyl in it. Or
It
Fetty.
was so bad that I
Yeah,
would those nasal sprays you get to clear out your nose?
never used one.
I was doing so much fentanyl that I would get so clogged up. I would then spray my nose. I would sometimes snort water to rinse it out, which is very uncomfortable. And I
Yeah.
would spray my nose with Afrin to clear out my nasal passage so I could stick more drugs up there.
God, you're such a drug mule. It's
Just
so insane. So
it's so
what
bad.
color is fentanyl?
Usually white,
Racist?
but like
Mhm.
heroin typically it depends on your location. There's all different kinds of heroin, but like in
It's like
my area it would
brown.
be the generally like white to brown.
Mhm.
But the kind I would prefer would generally be like the China White brand, like more powdered. And I
Okay.
tended to prefer fentanyl. Like towards the end, I was like, great,
So
like
walk me through this as if I'm a kindergartner and
mhm,
as if I'm stupid. I tell you I'm straight edge and I'm not part of this world. If someone were to offer me some Fetty
yeah.
and it was like, "Hey, this is fentanyl. You want to do it?" I would say no for like a thousand reasons. Like, why did none of that occur to you? Do you not care about your life at all? Why not just kill yourself?
I've never I've gone through like suicidal-ish phases, but it's never been like
Right.
I want to die.
But why the self-harm? This is
Yeah, yeah,
self-harm, right?
yeah. It's repeated self-harming, self-destructive. Because when I was young, I really never had any aspiration beyond being a drug addict.
Ah,
Or a drug addict musician. That was my dream.
so it
Did
was
it.
live for the moment and
Yes,
go for
yes,
hedonism, and then those
yes.
moments stack up and you're like, "Holy shit, I'm in my 30s and I'm a MILF."
Yes, yes, exactly what
Right.
happened. Yeah,
Okay. And do you feel awake now and like
yeah.
connected to where you are in your life?
Yeah, but I also have a high rate of self-acceptance, because I have people that are really close and supportive to me, and,
You're a survivor.
uh, it's just this is a battle I face, and I'm doing my best to try to get out of that situation, and, like, yes, my life is in shambles in a lot of ways, but, like,
Mhm.
as an American, when your life is in shambles, I'm living like a princess. I
Okay, well
have the
that's
heat is on. I got an internet. I'm just chatting with like my
right.
life is fine. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to work in a restaurant. I have a long way to go, but like I am so lucky that I didn't lose my apartment. Like
That's a
I
good
managed
attitude.
to keep the like I could be a lot
Yeah.
worse.
But I mean, you've been through so much turmoil, and
Yeah.
I just have heard about it, and I feel like I've been through a lot just hearing about your life. You actually lived through your life. Are you at peace with it, or does it still hold power over you? Are you scarred by this? Are you traumatized? Do you have PTSD about it?
I don't think I have PTSD. I have like probably maladaptive coping mechanisms. Like
Yeah,
I
methadone.
struggle a lot with like
Mhm.
basic like cleanliness. Like I live like an animal. My room's a disaster right now.
Do
Like
you have ADHD?
that's what I was diagnosed with in rehab. So I'm inclined to think like,
I think you might. Although don't
yeah.
although my sister has it and she cleans up all the time.
Well,
It's
it
actually her coping.
manifests
Yeah.
differently. Like, but I definitely my things is I get hyper fixations on certain topics, and like I cannot pull myself away from like reading until I know like everything about this specific thing. Like
K-pop.
and I'll let my world fall apart around me as I'm
Mhm.
watching K-pop videos till 7 in the morning, looking at dance moves and making compilations of that same
Right.
dance move. That's kind
So
of like typical
you
hyperfixation
you're a
behavior.
little bit right, but what you're describing is like you have a personality, you have interests, you have hobbies, you have
Yeah.
passions. I mean, it's almost like you're explaining, "I'm an artist." Like, there's no rationalization for all the prioritization that artists put into their craft. Like,
Yeah,
their
yeah.
lives fall apart. Like,
Mhm.
people.
Yeah, I've always been like a creative, like primarily I was doing music for a long time, but like
Mhm.
YouTube has definitely become like my main creative outlet lately. And there's
Yeah, what is your
yeah,
goal for the channel? Are you gonna revive it? Or you're doing, like, stuff
I'm
on it?
trying and I've been getting like I've been building my subs and views back up
What
and I've been
what do
doing
you
more
want to talk
streams.
about? Like, real life stuff? Just
Yeah,
IRL?
I want to I want to have like like maybe difficult or unconventional conversations with people in a public way,
Mm.
and maybe move the needle, and like I would like to
I thought
like
you
a
didn't
goal
like
to
needles.
humanize like addicts, like humanize being on meth,
Yeah.
like I have
Sex
those
work.
goals, and then like a lot of it has to do with my desire to connect with people, but also not
Yeah.
leave my room. So it works out.
That's an interesting way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I think that's, yeah, kind of part of the problem is that a lot of the so-called connection that the internet offers is like a mirage.
it
It looks
is.
like it's connection, but it's not like someone hugging you is like 1,000 times more important.
Yeah, but I do think it's something. Like I'm enjoying talking to you right now, and
That's
I
an illusion.
enjoy a lot of the people I've talked. I just like being able to put myself out there and then meet just some random person, and then maybe talk about some crazy shit, and
Yeah,
hopefully
it's
in a way that's
stimulating.
productive. And
It's interesting. Yeah, if there's
yeah,
any perks that can be had from it, you obviously have to watch out for the dark side of things. You know, you're
mm,
opening yourself up to some shady ass people, and there's negative feedback and
yeah,
audience capture and
yeah.
like, burnout. There's a lot of stuff that's not spoken about a lot, but behind the
I
scenes.
can imagine because I mean, even like as I was being a webcam model, like it's obviously very different, but there's a similarity of like you're creating content all the time. You're on Twitter all the time. You're on
Yeah.
this all the time. You have to constantly be engaged. There's no off button to
No.
your
Yeah.
work. It all meshes together in a really messy, weird way that can lead to burnout for sure.
Yeah. You need to have some area of your life that's quarantined for your own mental well-being and just for living. So like
Yes.
it's like touch grass, the movement. Like you have to do more. You have to roll around in the grass.
Yeah, I like try to force myself. Like I try to see my mom once a week and see like my best friend once a week, and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be starting work again, so that'll get me out of my house a bit more because I've gotten a little like agoraphobic from being unemployed the last 2 months.
Are you drinking?
I drink maybe like once every 45 to 60 days.
Okay. I'm worried because
I
if you're
it's
going into
it's
the
problematic.
restaurant environment, you're going to be out at
Mm.
night. It's going to be social and drinks are flowing. And I worry that that is the first step on your path to temptation.
It could be, but the thing is, I just don't really love alcohol the way that I used to, so it doesn't do that much for me. The thing that's dangerous though is it does lower my inhibitions to the point where if someone offered me like a bump of coke, like
Yeah.
if I'm drunk, that seems, and then it's like shit, what if that's laced with fentanyl? Boom. There, it's like, so
What if,
that's why I very, very rarely go out in that kind of like environment. But I do
mhm.
every once in a while, like I went out for my friend's birthday last week and I had maybe like 4 drinks. Um it's so hard to be an adult and socialize without any alcohol, and but
Why? Are you awkward? Are you feeling discomfort or
no, I used to have extreme social anxiety that I used alcohol to deal with, but
yeah.
for me, I just am like, what do people even do? I'm like,
Like
I, I
in
don't
terms of what?
know.
Like with a
Like
new person
with
or
a
like
friend,
social?
like
Right.
or
Well, what's your answer? You said you had a good friend you always see her. What do
yeah,
you guys do?
well, we're trying to come up with things that aren't drinking together. But so like I'll
Oh,
go to her house and like we'll do crafts, or like
right.
we'll
No,
go for a walk. Like I'm trying to
it's a
learn how
fair
to do
point.
that.
There's like decades of my life that went by where the entire project was getting drunk and trying to hook up.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was like,
That was it, yeah.
it's like, what are you doing this weekend? It's like the standard.
The
I'm
thing.
gonna go out and maybe dancing would be like part of it, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
like I'm gonna go skeet shooting and then waterboarding. Like
Wait,
no,
so did you have a slutty face too?
I wouldn't call it slut because I'm a man. It's a positive thing when I hook up.
A slut maker phase, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's more. No, I would say I engaged in the pursuit of carnal pleasure in a way that
Body
was
count.
normal.
Body
What?
count. What's your body
Body count?
count?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh, so you are a slut maker. Okay.
No, but like I intentionally stopped counting. I might have counted up to like 8 and then I stopped because it
Really? After 8 you stopped?
yeah, because it's a
Those are
point
some
where it's like
small numbers to stop at.
no, but I know I made the choice. Who's going to be like how many people have been with 16? Like what? No, it's like at that point it just didn't even matter. And really, it's the first one night stand you have. The first one night stand, you're like, do I even count that? That was ridiculous. Like, it doesn't even.
There have been a couple like, and I actually like for most of my 20s was in a relationship, but I did have like the times when I wasn't, I did go through a major party girl phase and had like
Yeah.
some weird drunk hookups where I was like, did that count? Because like
Right, right.
I don't even know if it
Because I don't know.
happened. Like I
Am
don't
I?
think the dick went inside. So
Oh, Jesus. That's so,
like,
so graphic. I don't know if I'm counting all my peggings, like, because there is penetration, but it's not me doing it. So, like,
exactly, it's a dildo up your ass. So.
right. And it's like, it's confusing and there's no authority on all this. Do you have a body count? I'm not asking, I'm specifically not asking for your body count. Do you know your body count is my question.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually probably lower than people would think. I'll say that.
What do you, okay, my next question, what do you think people think your body count is?
I would think just based on the way that I talk about my life and like the
You,
fact that I've been involved in like sex work, even though it's all like online aside from some brief stints, I would think people like when I see guys like on Red Pill talk about women's body counts, they think women have these body counts like your average woman has fucked like 50 dudes, and it's like I don't know anyone who's had sex with that many people except maybe like one.
well, I
Like
mean,
that's high.
you're an agoraphobic woman who has had multiple long-term relationships. So
Yeah, so it's like
I,
yeah.
I don't think, yeah. But I mean, I don't even see the point of it. I know that the whole manosphere is obsessed with that shit, but like, I
Well,
honestly,
I can see why, because it's like people want to be with someone who has a similar value towards sex as them. So like
sure.
if as long as you're not like a male slut maker judging a slut, like if you hold like if you want a virgin and you're saving yourself for marriage, that's great. Good for you. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
positives to that. Like
I
go
would be,
for it.
I honestly would be more alarmed that someone had the desire to say how many people they've had sex with rather than the number being off-putting. Like I would say, keep that to yourself. What are you, an idiot? Like, first of all, why do you even know the number? Second of all, why would you advertise it?
For some people it's a big thing and people are like self-conscious of their number. They're like, is it high? Is it
Well,
low? And
right.
like
But
guys especially are like, insecure of like what is considered
right,
normal.
it's
Like
going to be a number that is a lie oftentimes, where the guy is
I
giving a
yeah,
larger
yeah, yeah,
number
yeah,
than
yeah.
is true,
And the
and the
girl's
girl is
tone down,
giving
yeah.
less. Right, and it's like I'm just not cool. First of all, I would never ask that of someone. Like that's so
Even if
tacky
you
to
were
do it.
like dating, like you wouldn't be
No,
curious.
absolutely
Really?
not. Oh my god, I wouldn't even dream of it.
I think I've asked every guy I've dated. Like I was one to bring up being like, just out of
Okay,
curiosity.
so
Like,
so what number would be a sweet spot for you? You're dating a 30-year-old guy, say, and you go, how many girls have you been with? What number are you hoping he's going to say?
oh, I would hope you'd say maybe something like
Because
eight,
like
eight.
eight,
Well, no,
eight,
no, no, not like eight's the minimum. Like the minimum, I'd probably be a little weird if it was like less than two,
right?
but
Because that's
like,
a problem, and then too
yeah,
high is a
yeah, yeah.
problem.
And it's like,
So it's just
oh,
like,
but like over 20 would maybe like seem a little high to me personally.
but then the other weird thing is, if the number's high, it could be multiple relationships that just didn't work out for whatever
Yeah,
reason,
yeah,
or it could
exactly.
just be one night stands, which is a whole different sport essentially,
Yeah, exactly.
and it means nothing, next to nothing. It's like asking somebody how many times have you masturbated. It's like a totally worthless number. Like
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
people act like it's like someone like I guess if you have sex with a huge dick forever, your pussy can like loosen up, but like
Well, it's also
if you're
interesting.
having one night stands, you're actually having less sex than someone who is in a
Yeah,
committed relationship
exactly.
usually.
And then the question is, what is with this obsession with sex? Why not ask someone for their love body count? You know, how many people have you loved? And
Wow,
it's
you've
like,
got such a good heart, Devin.
see that? That's what I'm saying. But it's
What
interesting
is
that
your love body count?
right. But
Oh
why
my
is that
god.
question not even being asked? To me,
What
it's
is your
telling.
love body count?
Well, I would say that the true answer to that is one's perception of what love is changes radically over the course of your life.
Real well, but like I've only like I would say I've said I love you to people I've dated maybe like four times
Okay.
maybe.
But like what you thought love was in high school, for
Yeah.
example, is
Yeah, yeah, but still, like, what? How many people have you said that to? Like,
I
if you're
loved Drew
comfortable.
Barrymore in E.T.
Oh, but like some of your dating, like
Yes,
you're
yes, I know.
dating,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. It's not a huge number, and it's significantly small, and I think it should be. And I think if it's too large, you're basically watering it down, and it doesn't mean that much anyway.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, the word itself is overhyped, and actions speak louder than words. So it's like when I tell my father I love him, I always feel ridiculous because it's like, what the
Really?
word doesn't. No, not that I'm afraid to tell him that, but it's like it doesn't mean what I want it to mean. The word
I
doesn't. It's not sufficient.
I always like. I think it's like anytime I talk to my mom, if I'm paying up, I do say I love you because it's like you never know when the last time you're going to talk to someone is. So
I
it's
know, but
like,
we treat this word like it's a spell from Harry
no,
Potter.
true. Especially like girls will be like, oh my God, I love you so much.
Yeah.
Like they say, like, I was just out like the other night for my friend's birthday. I don't go out that much, but like we were hanging out with like these other girls who were like 21,
hmm
22. They're much younger than us. And they're like, oh my God, we love you, God. We love
Right.
you.
That's an
Like,
empty gesture. That means nothing.
yeah. So the word does get like
You know
devalued,
what
but
I
like,
actually prefer to I love you is and this is corny as fuck, is the line from Avatar. I see you.
oh,
Which they use. I see you is like used in basketball, like the courts. Like you make a good pass, you make a hustle play. Your coach and your friend or your friend goes, "I see you, man. I see you." Like I recognize you. It's a simple
yeah, that
acknowledgement.
I could. That's huge because I mean that's all anyone, and maybe that connects to my desire on YouTube is it's like a desire to be seen for who I am. Like,
Yeah, no, we
and
no, we are all that crazy dude or dudes in Mel Gibson's Rage. No, what am I thinking of? Road Warrior. Yes, Fury Road, and they're sitting
I
there
don't know if I
going,
see it.
"Okay, well, one of the things these guys were like in this cultist thing, and one of the things they would yell was, 'Witness me.'" They'd be like, "Witness me."
What?
And then they'd like do something hardcore and like basically kill themselves and martyr themselves. But it was like, acknowledge me, like see me.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're doing. You and I are broadcasting this for the same reason. We're saying, "Witness me, world.
I
We're here."
know.
Like,
Look at me. I'm gonna tell you
see
this
me.
crazy thing I did.
You're literally spreading your labia saying, "See me." Like, see me. Like, give me money. Like, acknowledge me. Interact with me.
Oh my gosh.
So, but
It's
that's a
really and a lot of
human
that it is, but
impulse.
also I think and this ties into my general like creativity is it's like also a desire to be immortal. It's like to document in a public way that I existed, period. Like there is it's the same way I've been like keeping diaries forever. I've always had this like kind of it makes me feel like I'm extending myself beyond this finite existence I'm trapped in, you know?
Yes, right. No, it's important, and it's connecting you to one of your higher goals, which is not just to sustain life and get through the day. It's to leave a mark. It's to create something. It's to have some specialness, have some magic. And I think people are always looking to tap into that. And
Absolutely.
but it's so hard because it's always like a rainbow. It's you never can quite get there. It's never done.
Yep.
And every day is a reset, and you're like back to square one. What am I going to do today to justify my existence?
Pretty much. Well,
It's
I know
hard.
I always feel better, like, especially because I've spent so much time just like in bed. Like, it just makes me feel better if I create something and put it on the
hmm
internet or like write something. And I know some people enjoy it, and that makes me feel good to know that anyone is enjoy it. That's like it's such a flattering, great feeling to have
Yeah.
that I want more of it. And then I'm like, oh, here I am. I want.
Yeah, I made an impact on someone else. Like I had a conversation today. Some fan of mine called me, and we had a chat. I'm going on this podcast. He's a religious guy from Tennessee who's like a construction worker, and he's, him and I had a conversation about the universe and death, and like it was
Yeah.
just interesting to connect to a total stranger, and
Yeah.
it scratches an itch for sure. Now
I
I have
love
a
it. I love it. Yeah.
request from me to you, which I know is going to fall on deaf ears. What if you kept this healthy non-drug thing going and tried to quit smoking?
Oh, okay. Here's the thing with smoking. I know it's bad. I know I chain
Yeah.
smoked. Like it's popped off. It's gotten so much worse recently because I was still like smoking weed and kind of like relying on weed to fall asleep and to relax. And then I also quit vaping. So I quit weed. I quit vaping. This is all in like the last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm making moves, but like the cigarettes have escalated
I know. So,
because it's just that oral fixation. Like, and
I'm,
I don't have any soda right now. So I'm just like,
but like, I feel like it's this
it's
remnant
so gross. It's so gross.
behavior that it's part of this addictive self-harmy,
It
and
is.
like people die. Like Coach Red Pill just died of pneumonia.
Is that what happened to him?
Yeah, out in a Ukrainian prison. But,
Oh.
but he was smoking. He was chain smoking his whole life. Hitchens was smoking all the time. Why are you smoking? Why is it some impossibility that you stop? Because you started when you were a freaking child.
Yes.
And it's like you're not in a rock band. It's not cool. It's not cute. You're just killing yourself with cancer, basically.
I know. And it's so gross that I can't even I could do these streams. I can't even like not smoke for like half an hour. Like, but the reason I rationalize it is it's like, okay, fuck off. I just quit fentanyl. I just
No,
quit
I know, but
fucking crack. I just quit fucking Xanax. I
I
just quit
have,
fucking weed. I just quit fucking vaping. Give me a fucking break and let me smoke my cigarettes. That's
but I
what
have some
my
higher
mentality is.
expectations of you. I'm asking for you to take
Mhm.
it a further step. I want you to wean yourself off the methadone in a
Yeah.
normal, sanctioned way. But I would love for that to be a goal, and then I would love the smoking to stop, and then to replace it with shit you're already doing, which is healthy, like working out.
Yes, my plan is like
You could put
I'm
a
tapering down
pacifier
on
in your mouth.
methadone. Like
Uh,
the methadone, like I'm quitting things. Being like I am quitting shit and left
yes,
and right.
but
Okay,
Ruby,
so
2 weeks of
I
quitting
can't.
something
I'm not
is not
magic.
that,
Okay, I'm
but
not
it's
fucking
not that
magic.
impressive. I
I
need to
just
see long term.
DIY. I just DIY quit fucking fentanyl, the most addictive substance on the
Fetty,
planet.
Fetty,
Confetti.
yeah.
So I feel like I'm gonna quit methadone next, and then after quit methadone, cigarettes are
But cigarettes are
absolutely.
disgusting. They make your breath stink and they kill you. Like,
They
what are
are
you doing?
cool though. Like,
No, if it's okay, but
yeah, it's cool.
cool.
It's cooler than vaping.
Yeah, but it doesn't. No one thinks you're cool because you smoke. And what is this need for you to be cool? This is like the mentality
I
of an
know, I know, I know.
11-year-old.
Okay, no, I'm
You're literally acting like you're looking to be part of the cool kid crowd.
no, I don't smoke because I think it's cool to
I
okay?
know, but
I
Ruby, one of the things that is also cool is staying alive. Listen to that cough.
Okay, I just got COVID. I'm getting over COVID. It has
It's
nothing to do with the
phlegmy
chain
as hell.
smoking.
Okay. What
I
pack do
know
you have?
it's
Let me see your pack.
terrible.
Show me
Like,
a cigarette. Show me how cool you look with a cigarette. Don't light it. Take it out. You've come a long way, baby. Oh, wait a minute. This looks really cool.
I know it's very cool. The
Live fast, die
I would
young. I
I
changed my
know it's
mind.
so bad,
Just
and like my
die.
mom's been on my case, and like it's
Yeah.
also just costs a small fortune, and like just to
Yes.
keep up with. I feel like a junkie for cigarettes because I'm like
Right.
I hit zero. Like I've totally flat
Okay,
broken.
but
So I'm like hitting up my friend. I'm like, can I borrow $10? Like, yeah,
I'll
we're
meet
just to
you
get
halfway.
cigarettes.
I agree that you have an oral fixation. I assume that you were sticking things in your mouth in half of these videos that you did. Is there anything else that you can occupy your mouth with that is not going to give you cancer? Like a toothpick, a lollipop, a chewing gum, like
Yeah,
anything.
no, my plan is when I'm ready is I'm
Pistachios.
gonna go like get nicotine gum and just like gum, and they have like these fake vapes that like aren't actually vapes. You just like it's just
Okay,
something you
maybe
hold.
that
Like,
could help.
yeah,
My roommate in college was addicted and he was trying to get off and he was using the patch and he would put on 10 patches. So like he was abusing
that's
the patch
crazy.
system. He was just like become patch addict.
The things I like when I was in the psych ward, I couldn't smoke for 2 weeks, and it was horrific.
Uh-huh.
At no point did the cravings cease. Like I was literally the whole time I was at the psych ward, like I was pacing, walking in circles for like 10 hours a day minimum.
During any of these Fetty benders that you were on, did you ever get any ridiculous tattoos?
Oh yeah, covered in ridiculous tattoos.
While you were heavy into drugs recently?
No, not recently, just because like I used to hang out with kids who would do like stick and poke tattoos, so we get drunk and like tattoo each other, but like not
Show me one of your goofy tats.
like right here. This was my first tattoo was like an
Show me.
arrow.
Oh my
And
God.
then we added like a dandelion and like another dandelion as a little V for like my best friend's
Is that
initial.
a domino next to it?
This one actually, I love this tattoo because it's
Huh.
a light switch. My older brother, he
Ah,
had a light switch tattoo because he was covered in stupid tattoos. He got no recess for the Nirvana like reference, like and the Nirvana smiley on his arm, but they never finished it. So it just said no re. And then he had like a big light switch. So me, my mom, and my little brother all got light switch tattoos. Like,
huh.
so it started off ridiculous and stupid, but now it's like our family thing. So
You
I
and your
do like that
mom
tattoo.
have
Yeah,
matching
she got it
tattoos.
too. Yep.
That's a thing that I would never have said in my life. That seems a little weird. Getting matching tats.
Really?
I mean, yeah, but like you're not going to get face tats or something like that one.
I was so close to it, man.
Oh, Jesus.
But no, I would maybe get some other tattoos, get some things covered up, but like nothing
Neck?
up here. And I'm not starting any new spots, but like
Okay.
the way my tattoos are,
Oh,
it's all
thrashed.
crazy, it's all
Let me see.
mismatched. Like I would
Show me
like
the
to
damage.
connect them. Like
Let me see. What did you do?
I
Finger
carry
tats?
this slight strip, like, really, but
Oh,
like it goes all the way.
colorful. Is there a dead dog on your arm?
Yes.
What happened? There's a
That
dog.
was I was like 23 and all my friends had these cool like desert skull things. And I was like, I want a dead sky like coyote like walking through the desert.
Right.
But the thing that I hate is it's like sideways.
Do the
Like
K-pop girls ever have tats? I feel like Koreans don't.
very rarely. A couple of them do,
Yeah.
but it's still very taboo and associated with gangs in South Korea.
Tattoo is taboo.
Yeah, they're so conservative. Like they're so like it's still a scandal if a K-pop idol is dating another a human is like not allowed. Like
What
that,
is what
just
an
dating
interesting
is a
culture.
scandal.
Have you ever traveled out there?
No, I actually have never left. I never got a passport, so
That is
but I
wild.
would love, like, obviously it's like the first place
What
I would love to
shouldn't
go.
that be a goal? Like, that has to be an insta goal.
Yeah, but
Oh,
when would I leave the country? Like,
you're
like
sitting here smoking yourself into an early grave, like, and you love
I
Korea, like,
know.
go to Korea.
I I'm learning Korean and like I don't even have a driver's license. There's a lot of big things I
You're not
gotta
gonna be
do.
able to drive to Korea.
True, true, true.
Get the friggin' passport. What is that's an excuse you hold on to.
It's my ADHD.
Yeah, but yeah, like, sign up for the passport, dedicate however many days it's gonna
I'm
take.
already in physical pain just thinking about the steps that go into it. Is
I
that
know. No, but you could do it. You research it online, and then you just apply. I know. You got maybe a birth certificate. What do you need? Like, there's a couple pain in the ass things.
see, that's the other thing is that I have been
See
so
this?
chaotic for so long that like
You're living in the moment right now.
I am missing important documents, like, and it's such a fucking fiasco to get them, and it's
You just want to smoke and do whatever the fuck you want to do because you're not my
like
dad, Devin. That's what.
exactly.
So that's. But this is what leads you into like some big picture chaos.
I
And
know.
I'm suggesting a very clear path to success. Quit smoking, get a passport, visit Korea.
Okay, Devin, listen,
Yeah,
I just
this
quit
is good.
fentanyl. I just like got a job. I'm starting
Yeah,
tomorrow. I
you
like
quit 7
there's
months ago.
but I went psychotic for a while there. So it wasn't a clean path. It wasn't a clean shot to like where I
Wait,
am right
this is
now.
you, not psychotic?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, this is my average state. Like I went to get my nails done like with my mom and I
Show us.
didn't realize that the nails they were doing on me took fucking 3 hours longer than hers. I thought it was
Yeah.
like they were to prank me. It was taking so fucking long. And the woman was like, stand still, stand still, stand still, stand still. Like kept pulling my hands out. And I was like, I had to be like this, like pushing it down just to like not be like
Did you do
moving. So
the toenails or?
I actually I posted a foot pic on my Discord. So
Yeah.
sign up now.
What's this Discord about? What kind of audience? Like, what do you have a community? What's happening?
It's just I mean there's like 40 people in it now. I started a new one because I lost access to my old one.
Why are you such an attention whore?
I just need
Validation.
yes, validation, love it,
But
attention,
no, did you not have a
attention
dog?
that I can shut off because I also hate attention. I want to be alone a lot.
Did your dog pass away?
He did like just about exactly a year ago.
So sorry.
I know he was 14. He was an old guy, so
Yeah,
but it was still such a shock and
that's life
it's
changing. Jesus, he
it
wasn't with
was
you for 14
horrific.
years though.
Well, for I found him as a stray, so I had him for
Okay.
like 7, 8 years, and I had joint custody with my ex. So we've been going for 7 years since we broke, or 6 years since we had broken up.
Yeah.
We've been going back and forth with the dog. So we were together when we were at the vet, and there was basically nothing they could do for him. All of his organs were failing, so we had
Oh,
to
it
put him
sucks.
down.
Yeah. Damn
It
it.
was horrific. It was horrific.
Rate your dog's dick on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh my god, that was actually horrific. But dog dicks,
Lipstick.
I wouldn't rate.
Yeah, they
But
don't.
he was average for. I will say my mom's dog
Did
does
he
have
get
a
boned up?
very. My mom's dog has a very disproportionately large
Phallus.
appendage. Yeah,
Really?
like to the point where he can't pee without peeing all over his chest and into
Ew.
his face. So my mom has to wipe him down like after he goes to the
Oh
bathroom every time.
God, he's doing money shots on himself
Pretty much.
with a
Pretty
big dick like
much.
that. Just some pole. My
This
God.
is
No, you're open. You're open. It's very freeing. It's liberating. How do you
yeah.
talk about
Sometimes
sex now?
I even
Yeah.
even I am like, should I be talking about my mom's dog's dick? Like, that gives me pause.
PAWS.
It gives me pause. I just want those paws all over me.
No, but I know you love that dog. So sorry that your friend and companion isn't with us anymore.
Once I'm like more stable, I would love to adopt another dog. I think it's so fulfilling to have, and
Yeah,
he brought a lot of happiness to my life.
totally.
So that's also one of my goals is to once I can bring my level of functioning up in my cleanliness level, so I know I can really
Mhm.
be a good dog parent, like, and I'm financially secure to do all the vets and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's on my goals though for
Well,
sure.
then crack a whip on those sugar daddies and let's get the ball rolling. No, I'm excited for you for the new job. I hope they're nice to you down there, and I hope you like the work and the conditions. And I encourage you not to drink and get caught up in whatever buffoonery is happening down there.
I know. I'm hoping it's high end. So like at my last high end job, I could easily pull in 300 a night. So I'm hoping I could just work 3 or 4
Jesus.
nights a week and then like focus on YouTube and going back to school and stuff the other days.
Yeah.
Because I also don't want
Going
to
back to
like
school for what?
uh I might just do the addiction recovery route because I've
Uh-huh.
already it just it's a
So
2 year degree. I
so
could
it's
get
like
a
self-help
certificate. Like
for yourself or to help others?
you can get a certificate to be a counselor and
Okay.
get hired at rehabs. And it's the one job where it's actually an advantage that I have this background.
Right.
So it's like
You're qualified.
exactly. So
Hard way.
that's
Yeah.
but I also thought of just being like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go like my dream job would be like to be like a social psychologist or something, or like something that involves like 10 years of schooling. And part of me's like, fuck it, I'm not that old. Like, fuck it.
Right.
Yeah, I could graduate school at 40 in my 40s. Like,
Yeah.
that's not my mom got her degree when she was in her
Well,
50s.
the
Like,
question the thing is do whatever you wanna do, whatever you think is gonna make you happy. The question is,
yeah.
do you know what that is? I mean, you've made a choice that you're choosing life, basically. You're choosing health, and you don't wanna be a drug addict anymore, which is
Hmm.
awesome. But then there's still a vacuum of things. You have to fill your life with purpose and a plan.
I actually have so many interests, especially
Mhm.
when you're on fentanyl, it kills you spiritually and you have no interest in anything but fentanyl. So it's like
Oh
now
god.
that once it's like ripped off, it's almost like a re-exploring of all the things that I actually enjoy, and I have many interests.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing is I'm so all over the place. It's so hard for me to just pick one thing to just lock down, go to school for. Like I
But
was
we're
doing computer science because it's lucrative, but it's so boring. And then I did just
yeah.
complete a medical editing class, but then I failed the exam that I needed to get the job. So that's why I'm
Mm.
doing restaurants right now. So
Well, I mean, you have talents, you have choices. As long as it's positive and not destructive to you and it makes you happy, then I'm all in favor of it. But I would just encourage you because I know I'm on the outside of your life looking in, but like I said this to you the first time I met you because at that time you were a survivor of a long history of drug addiction and you had
I
come
was
out of it.
I was doing pretty well
You
then.
were
Yeah,
doing
when
well,
you
right?
yeah, I was.
And I was like, holy shit! Like I know relapses happen, and it's like the whole cliche. And I was just rooting for you so much to not fall down that path. And I know there's a million demons and temptations and like all sorts of aspects involved in this. But I would just encourage you to take and seize this chance right now because you're doing so much better. You've been through so much. You're lucky in some respects that you're still here.
That's
And
the thing.
it's
I've used up my I think I have
yeah,
like
your cat.
I've used up all the luck and
Have you
I
seen the movie
yeah,
called Puss in Boots Part Two?
I don't think so.
Okay, Puss in Boots is a story about a cat, Puss in Boots, and the plot is he's on his last life. So he's this swashbuckling cat, and he lives life very dangerously, but he's died 8 times, and so now he
Mhm.
has to confront his like mortality and stuff. It's an amazing movie.
Oh, that
Seriously,
sounds like
I
me. I might relate to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I'm 100% unironically suggesting it's an animated film, Puss in Boots 2, and I demand you see it,
I'll check it. That sounds pretty relatable because I do feel like
and we'll do a movie review later.
I have everything I need to build my life back together. I have a lot of support from family and friends. I have a
You're
place to
Pussy in
live.
Boots.
I have a job. Like if I fuck it up again, it's just like also like I would like to start a family. I ain't got many years left to even
Okay.
do that.
But Ruby,
So
you must be so bored of the same cycle of like sickness and self-destruction.
it's a very exciting
Like there
cycle
are other exciting. So see, you're afraid of
because
being
it's you're
bored.
like it's like
Boredom.
you can either live your life like this, you're on a steady going slowly up,
Yeah.
life gets fulfilling, or you can live your life like this, up, highest high, lowest low,
Right.
highest high,
Okay.
low. And I tend to go the
The
highest high,
roller
lowest
coaster.
low.
Okay. But can we not just do forget the lows and go high, like moderate high peaks and just say ixnay on everything self-destructive and negative? I
I'm
mean,
trying. Yeah. I
is
would
it
really,
possible?
yeah.
Because I'm not suggesting be boring and like live a neutered life. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying put down the crack pipe to put down the cigarette. Do like make money, travel, be
Yeah,
happy,
yeah.
be healthy, find love, have a family. Like, all these things are good things, and you have these ambitions. Create content. We all want to see new shit from you. You know.
Yeah, it's like and I know I am like I'm at the cusp of like I am young enough that I really could make a decent life for myself. So
Yes.
and I
It's
know
never
that
too late. You're fine.
it's never too late, but it gets later than you want it to be. So
Exactly.
You know, like I could easily meet someone and start a family and
But
get a normal job, and I'm ready for normalcy. I'm done with the I'm
yes,
exhausted. I
good.
mean, after this last run, fentanyl, I've never fallen as far as I've fallen this time around, ever,
Yeah,
ever.
it's unbelievable that you did that. I cannot believe you're alive.
It the level I fell and just like the what I put my body through, and you could see it like when I came back to like streaming, I looked like hell. Yeah, you could very much see that
You look like
had
ass.
I look terrible. And I
That's
also
what.
like this is the thing people don't realize is like people think all junkies are skinny, but I gained weight because I was doing so much fentanyl that it actually starts storing in your fat. I
Right.
was basically just like, and I had never gained weight in my life. I'd always been effortlessly like fairly skinny. That's my natural state. But
Aren't you like 5'4"? You're like a little thing.
yeah, at 5'4", I'm usually like around like 120 pounds, but I went up to like almost 180, and I've never. And I also did Seroquel, and Seroquel, like my brother who had passed was on Seroquel, and he went up to over 400 pounds. So it's like
Dude,
it
it's wild.
it fucks your metabolism.
Yes,
But
but I
I've
mean,
been losing the weight like crazy, so it's like,
to state
you
the
know,
obvious, and as a fan of Kurt Cobain, as I know you are, do not do heroin. Okay, Kurt, I love the guy. The heroin was bad for him and ended up killing him and robbed us of years of creativity
ugh,
and art from that dude.
I know.
So it's retarded. Do not do crack. Do not do drugs. Dare to say no. Let me try a few slogans on you because I don't want to go to my grave and I don't want to be like, oh, where did Ruby go? Oh, she's gone for another 3 years.
I
Then
mean,
you're
I
gonna
really, really hope that that doesn't happen.
don't.
I believe that it won't happen again, like very
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
choose life.
I
Choose.
I am, and I'm ready to make sacrifice. Like my life
This
is
is an
much
intervention.
my life is much more boring. Like
Yeah,
before I wasn't ready to be out of the party lifestyle. I was so that was just my value. It was like I valued having
yeah,
fun over my own life. Like
yeah, yeah.
it,
I know people like you, and it's the way you are. It's and things that tend to like happen, they just keep happening. So if you can break out of that and be like, wait a minute, are there other choices here? Why do I have to just keep on this goddamn treadmill? Because I hate that you are equating drug life to excitement and like awesomeness and vitality, and
yeah,
then
it's
everything
definitely
else
not.
is not
It's
that.
yeah, no, it's the darkness, the despair, like especially when I went deep into crack and fentanyl, like and just I was hanging out with the, like crack whores
Oh boy.
and very very sketchy drug dealers, and
Mm.
just so many dangerous situations, barely evading death. Like I'm so it's so much darker and went so much darker than any other drug episode I've had that like I cannot even fathom. I have no desire at all to do that. But what would slip me up is like, yeah, if I got drunk and was like, oh, I want to smoke crack, like
What?
I like crack. I do really like it. So
What?
it's I
Wait,
really
are you saying
do.
that
Yeah.
now? You're saying that right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I do. But
I like crack.
I do
Ruby,
quite
can
a
we okay,
bit.
let's address that. This is my mini intervention. Um, what do you mean you like crack? It physically makes you feel good? I assume it does, but I might like crack. But
You
the
might.
point is, you have to like life and you have to not like death.
But
And
the thing
that's
is, and this is
mm,
where you're lucky and fortunate, is like once you have
right,
tasted heaven,
right.
like you will
I don't
always
know.
compare every experience to that. And there's so many more human experiences that are so much like feeling just love and having fun with my family. That's so much better than crack. It really is because with crack, like you go high so quick, but the crash is like,
Yeah. But it's like,
oh,
put it this way, like I like having my penis sucked. I'm not gonna smear peanut butter on my dick and walk outside in public and ask dogs to suck my dick. Like you see what I'm saying? Like it's not all about the be all end all is not what feels good
yeah,
and just go to that. You're like a
I
moth going to the
know.
flame, and the
I
flame is an
am.
inferno, and you're dying. You're literally
I
dying
know.
because you like it and it feels good. It's like I'm sure fentanyl felt good. What did fentanyl feel like?
It's just like being back in your mother's womb. Like you are everything is well, everything's taken care of. And that's great when things are going badly in your life.
Okay,
And and that's how addicts can stay in that because when you're high, nothing else matters. And
right.
it reduces your life to the singular objective. When life is so much more complicated, when you have to like, yeah, wake
Yes.
up each day and think of what to do. When you're an
Yes.
addict,
Hardship.
all you have to think of is like, how am I getting my drug? That's it.
But
Boom.
I'm
Nothing else.
worried. I'm worried. Seeing the excitement in your eyes as you describe being high is worrisome to me.
Yeah.
I
I
mean, it's like you're not even against it. You're like promoting it. This is like a commercial for getting high.
yeah,
Don't
well,
do it. And
but
and go,
I feel
okay,
like I've been trying to share more like the darkness of that lifestyle to try to.
but
I don't want to glamorize it. I don't
but
like. I
Ruby,
really don't because it's death. It is death.
yes, it is
It is
death.
death in every
And
way.
I would suggest to you this: while there might be chemicals flowing through your brain that are telling you these are warm, positive sensations, this is all an empty, hollow, fake happiness. You
It
are not
is.
happy.
It
It
is.
is not meaningful. It is actually death and destruction
It is
with a
death.
sugar coating.
Yep.
And it's
It's
like,
evil. It's like fentanyl's an evil
yes,
substance. It
yeah, I
really
don't want you
is.
to end up like George Floyd or any of
Yeah.
these zombies that we see wandering around the streets. It's like you're way better than that. And you have to, like, I don't know, like firewall. Like, is there anything we can do? Like, we need to,
I have created firewalls for myself. First off,
yeah.
like I and this was really hard for me because even when I got clean before, I never really wanted to get rid of my dealer's numbers. And I
Oh,
rationalized it like, oh, it's safer to get a supply I know than go cop on the street. Like, and yeah,
don't get
there's a
any.
truth to that.
Don't get any drugs.
But yeah, it was a big thing for me to like have zero contact, zero connection to that world whatsoever.
Yeah.
And also like as I'm gonna have income again, I will be giving it to other people to hold on to
Interesting.
because
You're like Britney Spears.
I I'm gonna like have walking around cash, but I
Oh,
it's
you don't
just a
trust yourself with cash? So if you have a surplus of cash, you're going to go buy drugs?
I don't think I would, but the
Jesus Christ. You're like contemplating that
no, no,
idea right
no, no.
as we speak.
I'm not. I'm not. I really don't think I would. But like
Ruby,
in a moment of like, I've had these moments where I'm just like pissed off, and in a split second, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I'm so done with all this shit. I'm so sick of being good. This is pointless. Life is too fucking hard. I'm out. Like
but Ruby, this is so dangerous that you're not like dead set committed to
I am though. I'm just
hating the
saying.
lifestyle. No, but
I do hate it. I hate
you
it. I
speak of
hate
it fondly with nostalgia.
it. But I do well because that's the reality of being an addict.
Right.
It's like,
There
yeah,
are powerful feelings. There are
yeah, it
powerful
is. It is.
like things coursing through you. I assume that drug addicts take drugs because of the visceral feelings they derive from it and the addiction that follows. I mean, but it's all complete poison. I mean, you have to
Yes.
know that. And I would just say fill your life with other stuff. Get another dog, fall in love,
Yes.
have sex, travel, make money, cry, watch Puss in Boots 2. You know, like I'm the straight life, the straight edge life is not the worst thing in the world. You know, like
I for me it has its own novelty. I would love like I get such a kick out of like doing normal things and like I would love to be like back in school and I'm excited to go back to work like
yeah, like push yourself physically. Like you say you're going to the gym and working out. Like do it
yeah,
more, do it harder.
I
Get
am.
in the best shape of your life.
Okay, I'm going for Eugenia Cooney skinny. She's my
Oh my
body
God.
goal.
What? How thin are you? Are you like
I'm not as thin as I want to be right now, but like
wait,
I'm
120 is your norm, 180 was your max. Where are you now?
I'm like at like 140 is like where I'm at right now.
Where do you carry the weight? In your dumper, your big fat turd
Yes.
maker?
Yeah, fortunately, and
Really?
yeah, I do tend to carry weight in my boobs and my butt. In my face
Oh,
though. My face, my boobs and butt, so it
yeah.
doesn't like work that well.
And are you trying to parlay that into more OnlyFans money? Be like, hey guys, I'm fatter. I got bigger
It
tits now.
actually it worked. I because I did have to and it was like that
God.
wasn't fun either. I was so insecure about my body and still doing porn and like
Yeah.
that's embarrassing that I have all these unflattering fat probably porns of me on the internet. Like, yuck.
A fat porn of me. That's crazy. Well, I mean, like 140 pounds is nothing. I mean, especially in America, like you're
I
fine.
know. Yeah. I don't feel like embarrassed at my size that I am at right now, but
Yeah.
like yeah, I would
Oh,
like to
that's
lose
fine.
another 10, 20 pounds ideally and be like in my best shape ideally.
Okay. Then that's a great goal. And I encourage it. I just, oh my God, I'm trying to breathe because it's just like, I feel out of control. I want to control, I want to have more control over you. And I
That's how
don't.
I feel about other people and other people are like spiraling. Like I just
Yeah,
want to be able to control. I want to say something that's gonna make it stop and like
I know.
I want to tape them to a bed and just make it go like and like bash them in the head
But
with
I
something.
just
I
think
get it. Like yeah.
the whole paradigm, the whole like value system you have of like the thing that feels good is the thing I must
Okay,
pursue. It's
that's
like,
not my value system anymore.
ah,
Okay.
okay, I know, but I understand the
I
temptation.
actually have very wholesome
You're,
values. Like I'm very
yeah,
family oriented. Like,
okay.
you know.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if somehow we could crowbar your humanity, your life, your existence as being something that must be protected and must be viewed as sacred, then we probably wouldn't do self-destructive things.
Yeah, and I get like right now it does seem crazy. My mind is more clear now, so I'm seeing
Yeah,
things as
differently.
like
Good.
so differently,
Less foggy.
but yeah.
So let me ask you a question before we wrap up, because I know it's late for you. Do you like yourself?
I yeah, I think I'm like average. Has maybe some above average and some very below average traits, but like
Okay.
I don't think I'm a like a terrible person to other people in the way that I treat people.
You're decent.
I try to be, but like I wouldn't know if I wasn't. No one knows how they really are, so it's
Okay.
hard to say.
In your opinion, do you love yourself?
Love. I accept myself and like, yeah, I have love for myself, sure.
Really? Do you think you're lovable?
Yes, actually. I've never had an issue with like,
Worthy? You think you're worthy of love?
yeah, yeah. I've never really struggled like, and
Okay.
yeah, I wouldn't think I'm like unworthy of love. I would just go for someone who I would view as my equal, like another like recovered drug addict or something.
Okay. So, but you're not seeking the approval and the validation of like some toxic boyfriend or like some male
No,
figure.
I don't see myself getting into that kind of situation again, but
Do you have self-esteem is what I'm asking. Do you have a sense of self-preservation?
I do, but also like my brain is definitely like warped in a lot of ways and that I can't even perceive.
Okay. Do you,
So yeah, I
do
don't
you
know.
think you're irreparably broken and compromised through all
No,
this
not at
horrible?
all, not at all. No.
You think you have found balance and that your mind and body are in a far healthier place than at any other point?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then we'll take that. Like we're not
Don't
going to ask.
worry. I've got it under control. I'm not going to relapse
I am
again.
worried.
How about this? I promise you.
I'm on the verge of going to an Al-Anon meeting because of you. I mean, no, but you have to understand from the outsiders, and I'm like barely an acquaintance of yours. Like we've
I
talked.
thought we were friends. That wow,
Well,
bear
no, I
stabbed me in the heart.
you've been absent in my life for a long time.
Okay, well, for me, that absence ever, I just was like in another dimension. Now I'm just back.
Exactly. Okay. Right. So you just
So
blip
then
through time.
nothing changed to me.
Okay, but I'm saying I can only imagine for the friends in your life that
Ugh.
circle, the frustration and the concern and the worry they must have for you. Like they're
It's
rooting for you,
been
but it's like,
I've been in like people have fought me so hard to try to help me and like
right.
physically fighting me, holding me down, chasing me around town, taking my phone, like people really, really did step in and all my friends like that I haven't even talked to in a while had been coordinating interventions and like
Yeah,
reaching out to me and like there's a lot of people who I know do care about me and like more so than I ever really knew until all this shit
that's
happened,
good. Lean into
so
that. Go
yeah,
with that. Like
I am, but I also I took an attachment style test and I'm a dismissive avoidant. So I also like shut people out like real quick. Like
okay. Well, I mean, look, I'm not some life coach, and I'm stumbling through my own life, and hitting every branch on the way through it all. So I'm not. I'm just saying the basics. I just don't want you to die, and I don't want you to do drugs. So. And that's just from coming from a human place, because obviously, I care about you in the sense that you're a white person, and I care about the future of my race. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're Jewish, even. It looks like no, you're not at all.
ever since I went blonde, the Jew shit has kind of stopped. It was more like when I had
Yeah.
the darker hair, I could see it, but like when I'm blonde, I don't get it as much.
Okay. Well, it's a good look.
And I'm blonde, blue eye. Come on.
You're going for something. I like it. Please send me some more K-pop. In fact, I'm demanding you do a K-pop video. I want to be like, where's K-pop going in 2024? Like, who should I be aware of?
Well,
Because
yeah,
like,
I feel like I actually probably alien. My channel's actually kind of split right now between people who watch like my longer form videos and live
yeah.
streams, and then people who watch my shorts, which are like all K-pop, and
Okay.
they like do not cross. I would love
Right.
to mesh
Right. I
them
love
together more, but like
that.
I did. I mean, I did a like actually I opposed doing a K-pop video because I did like 5 in a row where I did like 2 K-pop concerts I went to. I did vlogs of. I did a K-pop album review, and then I have hundreds of the K-pop shorts. But anyone who's open to being more into K-pop, I'm gonna hold you up on that. I'm gonna make you a
Yeah,
playlist.
I'm very ignorant. Like I know next to nothing about it, and like
I'm
just
gonna
show
send
me.
you my. I'll send you my playlist, and oh my god, I'll be so
So
happy if you become a K-pop. Oh my god, if you.
I'm into it. I watch Eurovision. Like I'm into song and dance, and like
I know.
I get
I
it.
think you get it, like, because you also appreciate just like musicality and like
Yes.
from the like some people are like more elitist, like people who like Nirvana generally don't like K-pop or like whatever, but it's like you could appreciate things in different ways and different
Oh yeah.
musicalities, different art forms.
I
Like,
love musical theater. I just did a video for Tove Lo. Like
oh, I
I
saw that. I liked that. I
yeah,
liked that song. I hadn't
thank
heard it
you.
before.
Yeah, it's a great song. Um, I did a remix though. That's not like her song. Like that's me remixing like 4 different remixes. And but anyway,
Wait, you remixed the audio too? I thought you just did the
yeah,
video
yeah.
part.
No,
Oh, I
that
didn't
one
know
I
that.
did the audio and the
I
video.
thought you
Yeah.
just did the video. I didn't even
Well,
realize you were also doing the.
I mean, I'm not doing it from scratch. I'm taking 4
Well, yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
remixes and then blending those together.
Well,
But
still,
like,
but
yeah,
that's what that's
yeah,
remixing.
I'm remixing
Yeah,
remixes. I mean, it gets confusing. Basically, I'm a
yeah,
mason.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
bottom line. But no, I honestly would like to know about. But here's the thing: I want to know which bands, which songs are noteworthy and good in the genre, and then I'd like to know why I should appreciate
Yeah.
what makes these good in your estimation, and then I want to your passion to transfer to me, and then I can sort of
I would
soak it up.
love that. I had one big win where like one of my closest friends didn't like K-pop, and then I just sent her one video. She
Mhm.
got it, and now we go to all these concerts together. And I'm like, finally have one friend who gets it because all my friends do not get it like
Yeah, the Koreans are
at all.
dope, man. I mean, their
They are.
food is
They
fucking
just do it
amazing.
better. They just do it
Yeah,
better.
it's just they're just the nicest people. It's unbelievable. I went to Seoul. I was in South Korea once, and I loved it.
Really? I'm
Yeah,
so jealous. Do you speak any Korean or were you
hell
just
no. I barely view it as a language. Like it just in terms of the
It's
visual.
actually a
Written.
very easy alphabet to memorize because it's very like
Oh yeah,
intuitive. Like, and I learned the alphabet pretty quickly, but like the pronunciation is very difficult for me.
it's an amazing city, and I fully recommend a visit there. And then if you're out there, you might as well go to Japan. Um,
Oh yeah, I was. I mean, that's yeah, that would be a
but you got to get the
huge.
passport, and then boom, we run into your ADHD problems, and you're not going to do jack shit.
I
You're going to smoke a cigarette
This is
and get
why
one day
I'm
closer to
in
death.
my 30s and never
Yeah,
got a driver's license. Like,
it's time.
it's an issue. I
It's
know. I'm
time.
working
It's
on it. I
time.
know.
By the way, yeah, I mean, you're getting to the age of Jesus Christ. He saved all of humanity and died for our sins. By this
That was
age,
part
you
of my delusion because I was
have,
33 when all that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and you have accomplished nothing of the sort, milady. So get your ass in gear and let's get you down to 125. And yeah, we're on a good path.
25 is that's a nice way to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toned, like muscular, not like big
Oh
muscles,
God,
but no, ew,
not ill.
not big
Right.
muscles, but like toned,
Yeah,
like a
healthy.
toned. Like I want to look like the K-pop idols that I watch.
There you go. They're all thin.
Not the emaciated ones, but like the ones who look like yeah, they could probably eat a little more, but they're really hot.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a goal. It's attainable. We're
Yeah.
well within reach of achieving all this. But I want to thank you, Ruby, because you are open and honest, and it was fun and interesting and fascinating and enjoyable. And I'm a hedonist, not to the degree you are, but I wouldn't do this if I didn't enjoy it, and I enjoyed it. So thank you.
Of course, thank you. I always enjoy talking to you, so
And
it's
there's so
always a
much more.
pleasure.
Like I mean, we barely got into dick play and all sorts of like
I
foreskin.
looked at the second I went live on my channel, it was just like dicks, rating dicks, scale of 1 to 10. Like there was nothing else that anyone saw before that. It just started right there. But
Right, right,
I'll
right.
leave it like that. I love that for us.
Oh God. Oh my God. Well, I mean, it's just this whole other side of your life that you have an experience in this realm that really rarely gets talked about. And
I know there's
it,
definitely, and I'm I don't mind talking. If anyone finds it like
yeah.
at least something's coming out of that
Yeah,
period of
no.
my
I mean,
life.
honestly, you're representative of a huge trend in womanhood where
Yeah,
women plus the internet has given them this option to harness for profit. And it's way better than the shit they're used to be doing, quite frankly.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's a victimless sort of thing, but yet it does have a dark side, like you say, and you've
Absolutely,
contemplated all
yeah.
these things, and it's probably not a net good for a variety of reasons, but whatever. It's a different topic for a different day.
Complicated, yeah, yeah.
In the meantime, no more Smokey tonight, and Puss in Boots 2, and yeah, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Let's do it again.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'll be in touch. I'm gonna send you my K-pop playlist, and you need to
Do
watch
it.
it, please.
We're totally doing it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna send it over to you in a little bit.
You rock.
All
All right,
right.
girl.
Good
Later.
night. All
Bye.
right. Let me see if I can connect.